Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to dive into something pretty mind-blowing, the metaverse.
Metaverse, yeah.
But we're not just talking, typical tech stuff and trends and all that. We're going way deeper.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we've got these transcripts from hypnotic regression sessions, and they get into like what people's subconscious minds
Oh, wow.
reveal about the metaverse. So it's like we're
Hmm.
peeking into people's deepest fears and hopes about this whole digital future.
That's fascinating. I mean, hypnotic regression, that's like accessing the hidden depths of the psyche, right?
Exactly. And these sessions, they were conducted by Calogero Grafassi Investigations. You can find them on YouTube.
Right, yeah.
And they use this technique where individuals are put into this relaxed state, and they can access memories sometimes, even from past lives. It's pretty wild.
So using that to explore the metaverse, what kind of insights are we talking about?
So we're focusing on 3 people for this deep dive.
Yeah.
Valeria, Karina, and Ala. Each of them had a session exploring their perceptions of the metaverse, and the stuff they came up with is mind-blowing.
I bet. Give us some examples.
Well, like Valeria, she describes the metaverse as this massive layer just hovering above humanity. She even compared it to a giant circuit board,
A circuit board.
just waiting to be activated.
Mhm.
She felt like this layer wants to sync up with our reality, even control it.
Whoa, that's a bit unsettling.
Right. It's like that feeling you get sometimes, like technology is starting to control our choices, like spending too much time scrolling on our phones or feeling like we have to have this perfect online persona. It's like Valeria's vision is tapping into that anxiety about technology taking over.
Yeah, I can see that it's like that classic sci-fi trope of the machine turning against its creator, right? But it's also a real concern today with how much power tech companies have.
Exactly. And then there's Karina. She envisions the metaverse as this digital matrix.
Like the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly like that. She sees people becoming more and more isolated, stuck in their homes, totally controlled by algorithms and constant surveillance. So
Yeah.
you're like, we're already in these filter bubbles online where we only see what confirms our beliefs.
Yeah. It's true. And all that data collection, targeted advertising, it's a bit creepy when you think about it.
And then we have Ella, who throws this image of a giant dome trapping humanity in a virtual world.
A dome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she talks about limited exits, like it's hard to escape, and even mentions a parasitic system draining human energy.
That's intense. It makes you think about how dependent we are on technology. Are we using it or is it using us?
That's the big question. And what's really interesting is that all 3 sessions, they share this underlying sense of manipulation, like someone or something is pulling the strings, using the metaverse to control us.
That's a common thread in a lot of discussions about the metaverse. Who's really in control and what are their intentions?
Exactly. And it makes you wonder, who are these puppet masters and what's their end game? It's kind of creepy, right? Like, who's really behind the curtain controlling things? And, what these sessions, they actually name some names.
Oh, really? Who are we talking about?
Well, some are pretty predictable, some not so much.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
All right. So first up, no surprise, it's Mark Zuckerberg.
I mean, yeah, he did rename his whole company to Meta, right?
Exactly. It's like he's going all in on this metaverse thing. And these sessions portray him as like the orchestrator, the one pushing this agenda forward.
Well, he's definitely been the most vocal advocate for the metaverse, pouring tons of money into VR and AR and all that.
Yeah. And then we have Bill Gates, another big name in tech.
Makes sense. He's always been at the forefront of the digital world.
Right. And the sessions put him as another major player in this whole digital power structure, although his role, it's a little less clear.
Yeah, Gates hasn't been as gung-ho about the metaverse as Zuckerberg has, but Microsoft, they are developing a lot of those technologies too, so.
Yeah, it's hard to ignore their involvement, and then things get really interesting when Steve Jobs comes up.
Steve Jobs, wait, what?
Yeah, and get this, the sessions portray him as being completely against the whole metaverse concept.
That's unexpected. I mean, he was all about technology, pushing boundaries and stuff.
I know, right? But according to these sessions, he was deeply concerned about technology dehumanizing us. Distracting us from real-life connections and experiences.
Well, he was a visionary, but he also saw the potential downsides of technology. Remember that famous quote, "Technology is nothing. What's important is faith in people."
Yeah, like he believed technology should empower us, not replace us. And I guess in that sense, his opposition to the metaverse, it kind of makes sense.
It does raise questions, though, right? Are we using these tools for good, or are we heading down a path that might not be so great?
Yeah, it's a bit of a double-edged sword, isn't it? And these sessions, they really highlight that tension between the potential benefits and the potential risks of the metaverse. But things get even more intense when they start talking about the impact on humanity in the future, like 2050 and beyond.
Okay, now I'm really on the edge of my seat. What kind of future are we talking about?
Buckle up, because the future these sessions paint, it's not pretty. It's like a warning sign flashing bright red.
Well, yeah, we've talked about control and the big players, but how does this all play out for everyday people?
Okay, so picture this. It's 2050. The world is totally different. Streets are empty. You barely see anyone interacting face to face. It's like,
Everyone's just plugged in all the time.
exactly, everything, work, relationships, even basic stuff like food and healthcare. It all happens in the metaverse.
Mm.
It's like we've become ghosts haunting our own reality.
I can see that. I mean, sometimes when I'm out, I feel like everyone's glued to their phone. What if it gets even worse?
Right, and it's not just about neglecting the physical world. These sessions suggest we could become physically dependent on the metaverse, like hooked up to machines, our bodies wasting away just...
Fueling this digital realm.
Exactly. A pretty scary thought, right? Like
Yeah.
we become slaves to technology, not just mentally, but physically too.
It's like that fear of losing our independence, becoming just a cog in the machine, you know?
In Alice's session, it really gets under your skin. She talks about seeing these rows of clones or soulless humans in this creepy medical facility. It's like,
Humanity's been stripped of its essence.
yeah, reduced to empty shells, no individuality, no purpose, like something out of a dystopian sci-fi film.
It's that age-old fear of dehumanization, right? Losing what makes us unique.
Exactly, and it makes you wonder, why would we let this happen? Why would we choose this kind of existence?
Well, the sessions suggest it's not really a choice. It's more like we're being lured in, seduced by the promise of,
A perfect virtual life.
right, convenience,
Yeah.
endless entertainment, no pain, no struggle. It's like that temptation of an easier life, but
At what cost?
exactly. It's like those targeted ads that make you want things you didn't even know existed.
Hmm.
The metaverse could be like that, but on a much grander scale.
So is there any hope? Can we avoid this fate, or are we doomed to become slaves to the metaverse?
Well, what's interesting is these sessions, while they're pretty dark, they also offer a glimmer of hope.
Oh, really? How so?
They remind us that we have a choice. We're not just passive passengers in this technological revolution.
So we can fight back.
Exactly. We can choose how we engage with technology, set boundaries, resist manipulation.
So it's not about rejecting technology altogether. It's about...
Being mindful, intentional, taking breaks from our devices, being aware of the data we're sharing.
yeah, making conscious choices.
Exactly. And the sessions offer some interesting perspectives on resistance. Alla, with her vision of the dome and the symbol of infinity, she sees it as a trap, like there's no escape, but
But Karina and Valeria, they think differently.
yeah, they emphasize awareness and conscious choice as the keys to resisting manipulation.
So, like, we can choose to spend less time online, engage in real-world activities, connect with people face-to-face.
Exactly. It's about reclaiming our attention, our lives from the digital world.
Yeah, and remembering that technology, it's a tool, not a master. We have the power to decide how we use it.
These hypnotic regression sessions, they offer a powerful reminder. The future is not set in stone. We have a say in how this all unfolds.
So the question is, will we let the metaverse control us, or will we shape our own digital destiny? It's a choice we all face.
And it's a conversation we need to keep having, exploring these questions, sharing our thoughts and concerns.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the metaverse. It's been a wild ride.
Definitely. And remember, stay curious, stay critical, and stay connected to each other and the real world.
Until next time.